Oh, I don't even know what time it is. That's fine.
Sorry about that.
That's okay.
Good evening, guys, and thank you very much. One more to go. This is like a good sponsored like marathon today. It's been really, really good. We met some new people, and it's been really, really good. I tell you what, you know, I always look forward to Tuesday, so it's really
Me
good.
too.
You know why? Because Emily's on, and she just makes sense a bit, doesn't she? So
I try.
anyway, how are you?
I'm good. I'm just sitting here, just relaxing, and just it's all good. I'm glad that you're looking forward to talking to me today, and it sounds like you have had a long day.
I have. I've had quite a few people on today, and it's been okay. The last one went over about a couple of minutes, but we did get there in the end.
Right. Everything always works out. That's what I always say.
Yes, I'm going to do a weird thing now on here. I've got to try some milk out, so I'm so sorry about this.
Oh, it's fine with me. We're just in the moment, Steve. You know that.
In the moment, you've got to be in the moment. Anyway, so my wife doesn't.
Ah,
We get bottles of milk delivered here, and sometimes it doesn't get thingy. And I just asked her to make me a drink and to drink while I'm on here, and I
nice.
have to taste the milk. Can you imagine it? Or can you imagine if that milk was poison?
Or if it was just really off. Ugh.
Yeah, can you
Yeah,
imagine it?
that
How
sounds
dare
gross.
she get me to do it? Anyway,
Well, that's
anyway,
really nice of you to do it, Steve.
yeah. So
It's taking one for the team.
yes, I've got a glass of milk here now. Look. Anyway,
Nice.
so thanks for the milk. Anyway, yes, but yes. Today, what are you talking about today?
Yeah, so I got to thinking about it, and let's see, it's probably just two more times that I'll be here coming to you from the lake cottage.
Oh,
And then yeah, I thought about doing it
are you
outside,
leaving
but the
me? Are
sun
you
the
leaving
sun's away.
me?
Well, then we're going back, then we'll just go back to my house. And so you'll be able to like see my house. My house.
All right.
Like my regular
I
house.
thought you was leaving me.
No,
You
no,
can't.
no.
You can't leave me.
No,
I get
I
upset.
have a feeling that you're stuck with me for a while.
I don't mind.
Okay, good.
I don't mind. I don't
Good.
mind seeing. I don't mind seeing a lady like you rocking the chair from back to
I
forward.
know, but I actually don't have a rocking chair at the house, but I do have like a big comfy couch. So I don't know. I don't know where I'm gonna sit when I talk to you, but we'll figure it out. Yeah, so what I've been thinking about this week, since we talked last time, because I'm always thinking about something, and it usually relates to present moment, is I was thinking about my journey, and and a lot of your listeners know, but I'll just do a quick recap because it helps to frame everything. Um, about 5 years ago, I worked myself into complete exhaustion, and I really wasn't able to get out of bed for about 6 months, just because I was so exhausted. I was so tired. And it turns out that I had undiagnosed anxiety. I also had struggles with perfectionism. And so that turned into negative self talk. And then I also had OCD of persistent negative thoughts. And then also adrenal fatigue. So I had like these layers of different things going on. And within that space, I actually decided to dedicate 2017 to getting better. And so it was the first time in my life where I actually put myself first, and I didn't defer my self-care to other people. Like I didn't, but well, I'm not going to take care of myself right now because I have to do these other things for other people. And it was the first time when I actually did started practicing self-care. I had explored meditation, to manage some stress. So I had done it here and there, and I really felt like up to that point I had been doing things almost just to like put a band-aid on it, like the hole in the dam, just plug up the hole in the dam so I could just get through the day. And so that was kind of how I was using meditation, and mindfulness, present moment awareness. And actually, I didn't really even know really what present moment awareness was yet. I was mostly doing like sitting down and meditating. Um, and so what I say is that I was like flirting with self-care. I was flirting with mindfulness, but I didn't have a relationship with it, not until it was crucial that I figured out what was going on. So that was 2017. And in that space is where I found present moment, accidentally, and I found my breath, and we worked through that together. Um, Here with your listeners, and also that whole process, be the moment process, it's 7 layers that I explored and learned how to connect to present moment, and actually really felt like is the space where I healed. And really where it all came from was this space of being present. And so that was my be the moment process that's available on my website. And then actually moving from there, which is what I want to talk about today, which is so interesting because we haven't really talked about yet, is that progressed for a couple more years where I was learning how to really be present and to really function in a way that didn't activate my anxiety and learn new ways to think. So I was reprogramming my thought patterns. So that was helping with my OCD and my perfectionism, and which all fueled my anxiety. So all of these things sort of, work together. Um, and so as I was doing that, I moved into a space in 2019 where I really felt like I wanted to start to move outside of myself. So move from still focusing on myself and my self-care, and really believing that as I took care of myself, then I would be in a position to really truly help other people. Because at that point, what I've shared before is when I was really struggling for that 6 months, the people closest to me in my life were really kind of consumed with helping me. And I mean, it was lovely and wonderful that they did that, namely my husband and my kids. But I wanted to be able to be supportive of them rather than them needing to like help me all the time. So what I think in an ideal world is that we would all be able to really know how to take care of ourselves and to take care of ourselves, to have really good consistent self-care, and therefore and other people do the same, so then we can like uplift and support each other then, because we're not lacking. So I'm not drawing from somebody, I'm actually able to give. So there's this whole really interesting dynamic of that. And so that was the space that I was in. And as I was in that space, I really started to feel like I wanted to create an environment around me that was conducive to my self care. And for me, that sort of moved into a space of, and I don't know what it's like in the UK, but it's big here, is like decluttering or simplifying, living like minimal lifestyle. Do you guys talk about that there?
Yes, we
Like
do.
all
Yeah,
the
yeah,
decluttering and stuff. Yeah. And so,
yeah.
um, and it wasn't so much, it's hard to explain really, but it wasn't so much the actual things as it was how can I create a space around myself that is supporting me, that's supporting my family, that instead of causing me stress because it's messy or because I can't find the things, or I just want to ignore it and like close the door to the room where we stuff all the things, um, to kind of start to explore like what would it feel like if my space felt less stressful, and I was able to find things a little easier, because I actually have this funny story. um I'm not gonna say who it is, but there's somebody that I know that that's so funny. Um, so her closet, and it's not me, but her closet was so messy um that she couldn't find things. And this particular person loved, dressing up to go out for dinner and like high heels and jewelry and all that. But she couldn't find, like, usually she couldn't find like one of her high heels, or she couldn't find this or that or the other thing. And so her husband actually got her, those hats with the light on them.
All right, mine is that.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. It's like that. And so that she could like, it was legit though. Like he actually, that was he didn't get it as a joke. He got it so that she could find things in her closet because it was so dark because of all the things in there. And so it's so interesting because like she wanted to go out for a nice dinner, but then she was getting really really upset and stressed because she couldn't, like really upset because she couldn't find the shoe. And I felt like that's a really interesting illustration. And I felt like that sometimes, say for example, you just every day, like you're in the kitchen and you can't find this one thing, like where is that can opener, or where is the thing, and I'm just trying to make dinner, and like, and it actually like adds what I call like this low level, this low grade stress when you can't find your things. And then also a big one for me is if you're you have to find a paper, an important paper, for some reason, like for the bank or for like a bill or something. And that was always one of my biggest things, was not being able to find an important document when I needed to. So there was this kind of low grade stress. And so that's the kind of thing that I was sort of becoming really curious about, was what things in my life, now that I've connected to present moment and I understand that space and I understand the relief of connecting to breath and being in nature and like moving my body in a positive way so that I can, get the stress out, all the oxytocin, all the like the good chemicals from moving, from all those things. So I had really gotten that down, but I was wondering, how can I make my life support, this new way that I want to be? Like know where things are instead of having to look for them. Have simple systems in place. One good example of that would be, for about, I don't know if some of you know, but we have about 5 businesses that my husband and I manage and own, or whatever, or are in charge of. And so that creates a lot of paperwork, you can imagine. And so that was one of the reasons why I had like these issues with paperwork. And so I really started to look at, I don't know, how many times do I touch this piece of paper, and then I have to put it away and I have to like file it somewhere. But of course, I don't know about you, but I never file the thing. So it's usually like this stack of papers and it's not filed. And then if it eventually gets filed, then sometimes I can't remember which file I put it in, if I have to find it again. So all these different things. And so that system, just that particular system, wasn't supporting me in this life where I wanted things to be simple and easy. And so it moved me into this space of really exploring all of that. And a good example would be this person that I shared with you that had the lamp, miner's lamp on her head, trying to find the things. So what a way that her closet could support her is if she had everything hanging where she could see it, where her shoes that she loved were together, the pair was there and she could see it. So like all these different things. And I started to really think about this. And then a really cool thing, I don't know if you've heard of Marie Kondo.
No.
She does the magic art of tidying up, and she has a special on Netflix. And I'd actually heard of her because her book came out probably in 2016 or 15 or something like that. maybe even before that. And it's just she has this system for decluttering. She calls it tidying, and she's Japanese, and I had her book, and I was really fascinated. I mean, I got it like right away because I was like really fascinated so with the concept, because I really knew that I wanted to find a way to have my life support this new mindfulness that I was this self-care piece. And I really believed that there was part of my self-care, or part of everyone's self-care, is how can we create an environment around us, a physical environment that supports us in our self-care and like lowers our stress and all of those things. And so anyways, I found her book, and then her Netflix special came out in 2019, and I watched that. It's really good if you haven't seen it. It's, I believe, called Marie Kondo Tidying Up or something. Um, and then she just has a new special that just came out maybe last month called Spark Joy. And I actually went and trained with her in this art of tidying up. And the reason I wanted to bring it up today is because I've really been exploring. And last week we talked about the whole idea of escape. So escape, if we have a life where we're living for our next vacation, or we just feel like stuck and trapped, or like it's kind of like a never ending like marathon of stress like every day, and I call that just daily suffering. So within our everyday life, like if you feel like when you wake up in the morning, you're like, ugh, another day, or if it's Sunday and you're going back to work Monday, it's like, oh, another week of work. And what I really desire to do with all the things that I'm offering with my process, my Be the Moment process, and with my foundation book and meditations that I've shared with you all here, and then this new area that I'm exploring, sharing with you all, is how can we be in a space where we alleviate that daily suffering, where we find relief from it, where we can be in present moment, and we can make our life the way that we want it to be. And so this is kind of my new space. And when I say new, like it's not new to me, because I've been doing the decluttering, the tidying aspect for since 2019, pretty actively. Um, but I'm really wanting to bring that to you all, as like a course, as an offering.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, so I'm
I've
playing
just
around
got a
with that.
question. I've just got a question for you. I'm
Yeah.
listening, and I just want a question. This is coming from me, and that is, when you bought the book, Marie Kondo's book,
Hmm.
did you buy it because you were guilty because you couldn't find your own shoes?
You think that was me, don't you? Actually, I don't really dress up and go out to dinner, so it wasn't me. So for for me, it was really was honestly, it was the paper and the managing of the office and all the like the five businesses, and that just really. So Marie Kondo talks about what brings you joy, and that was not bringing me joy. Um, and so, yeah, so the whole idea that I wanted to explore today is just that idea of escape. And I was thinking about like the whole idea of like escape to the life you love. So the idea that we're creating a life that we love and that loves us back. So the idea that we have this life that we're surrounded by, that actually is loving us and filling us and giving us positive energy. And I really think that that starts with us making a decision that we are going to, put ourselves first, that we're going to prioritize self-care. And a big huge piece of that for me is just connecting to present moment and seeing what comes up for us, just continuing to ask, what is the next best thing I can do? Or, how can I take care of you today? And we're asking that to ourselves. And then I really think for me, the natural progression was like moving into my environment. So that's actually what I'm exploring. And I just wanted to find out like your thoughts on that. And then, maybe later I don't know if we have time today to hear from listeners, but the idea of, do you sometimes feel like you want to escape and just like, is this something that would be of interest to explore together? Because I've been talking to different people about it just to sort of get some feedback, and most people that I've talked to are like, yeah, I would like to find out how to make my life feel like, it's a vacation every day, or the whole idea of creating a life so that you don't feel like you need to escape. So you can, what I call, like, curate. So you're making deliberate decisions about what is in your life and what's surrounding you, whether it be people or things, all those types of things that we can make decisions about, that supporting us and making us so that we can live the best life that we possibly can. I don't know
Well,
about you, but I think that sounds pretty good.
it does, yeah. And I can tell. I've got some. Actually, I get the uh, the listeners to come in a minute and kind of like ask you some questions because we got
Yeah.
quite a few coming in. But with me concerned, I'm in the middle of making my escape because it's like I'm in Alcatraz at the moment, prison, and I'm digging a tunnel on the way out. So and sometimes when you're married, you feel like you want to escape,
Yeah.
and my wife's looking at me thinking, um, "You wait in a minute, I'm going to chin you." But
Right.
I'm only joking. I'm only joking. But no, I don't think with me consent, I to escape. No, I don't. I think the trouble is, if you ever feel like that, I think it's about your mindset, isn't it? And being
Mm,
in the and kind of like being in the moment there and then, and how to deal with it. You know what I mean? So, see, you
yeah.
got me. You see, you got me in my brain. See, but in being in the moment thing. And when I keep mentioning it to people, they say, "What are you on about?" I said, "No, this is what Emily told me, and this is what I'm doing."
Yeah.
But no, and so but no, I don't need to escape. I think um, sometimes I feel like escaping from my thoughts and
Hmm.
my um, and what's going on in me in my life sometimes. But um, I think I'm quite content. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, that's what I'm absolutely what I'm getting at. And I actually really like what you just said about, sometimes you want to escape from your thoughts. And honestly, that, to me, that's the that's the fundamental piece. What you said is the circumstances and the situations in our life, they happen, and sometimes we have control over them and sometimes we don't, depending on what it is and who it is and all that type of thing. But we always have a choice of how we think about that thing. And so I really feel like you hit upon something there. Yeah, if we can, and that's the whole thing, is what I'm really desiring to do is to um, reach out to people that that mindfulness, they maybe either don't know what it is, or they're brand new to it, or they don't really, they've heard the word self-care, but they don't really know what it is, so they're like just like starting to realize that there's maybe another way to live and another way to be. And so that's sort of what I'm exploring right now, is how can I really connect to those people that are, like I said, are getting up in the morning and with kind of a feeling of, dread, just like,
Yeah.
and be like,
Well,
what,
let's answer.
you've got some hope here, you got some options.
Yeah, and that's kind of like get some people in on
Oh, cool. Yeah.
from the radio because we're getting them coming in now.
Cool.
Um, Derek wants Derek wants to know. Hi, Steve. I'm from the United States. I'm from what? Colorado or can't say it.
Colorado.
And Yeah, that's it. Yeah, sorry.
Oh, cool.
And I just want to find out about being in the moment process because my wife is always meditating and saying that she's in the moment. Leave me alone for half an hour until I sort myself out. Every morning, she's in that process. Don't even get a damn word off her. Could you tell me what I can do about it? Why don't you join her? That's a, if you're not working, why don't you just sit down and kind of like cross your legs and join her and kind of like and be in the moment with her, and kind of like and it's yeah, that's what I said. What do you
Yeah,
say?
I think that's great.
Yeah,
Yeah, or just leave her in her happy place, or you can join her, or
yeah,
do something that you enjoy doing during that time that she's doing that. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, yeah, yeah, and if she's doing it in the evening, just pop out for a quick pint and come back. She wouldn't,
Exactly.
she wouldn't know that that's different.
She won't even know.
No.
There's gonna be all of a sudden so many husbands that are like, "Honey, don't you want to meditate?" The
Yeah.
wife's like, "What's going on?"
Yeah. No. Yeah. Jean here from the UK. She's saying, "Hi, Steve. Um, thank you very much for the day. It's been really, really interesting podcast and stuff on the radio. Thank you so much for helping. Um, could you ask Emily for me about our process about being in the moment? Um, do do you think sometimes with family life and their businesses, did she feel ever? Did she what? Do you did she ever feel down? All right. Do you ever get your
Mm,
down moments when nothing seems kind of like going to plan and
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean, that's a great question. I mean, because I'm still here, I'm still human having a human experience. The difference for me now is that when I do feel down, before I could tend to sometimes feel hopeless, like there wasn't a light at the end of the tunnel. Like I would sometimes feel like, oh my gosh, I'm always going to feel this way, sort of. And the word I used was like trapped and hopeless. And so now when I start to feel that way, I know that I have tools, and that's my be the moment process that I share about. That's what I go to, and that there's 7 layers, and I'll do all the layers or I'll do one of the layers, and I know that it's temporary, and that I will. So if I am what I would say like thrown off or shaken by something that's happening, or I'm just having a down day, or I'm just
mm,
tired or grumpy or whatever, I know now that it's temporary, and that I have things that I can do that work for me, and that has made all the difference. That's a great question.
yeah, well done, well done. Or get a rocking chair and fall asleep in that.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Um, yeah. Um, Sheila wants to know. Hello, Sheila, from all the way from Australia. Oh,
Oh,
hello.
cool. Hi.
Good evening, Stephen. Thank you very much for joining me. Even though it's morning here. Okay. Or night. I think it's night time there, actually. But anyway,
Mm, I
um,
don't know.
God, what time did you send that then? Oh, 20 minutes ago. Okay. Yeah, could you ask Emily, how did she cope when lots of pressure's going on with her businesses? Did she go into the present moment, or did she kind of like try to escape?
Ooh, that's a
That's a
good
good question.
question.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
like it. I like it. It depends on um how, depends on me and what I feel like I can handle, like how what level of stress and that kind of thing. But I usually act if I do start to feel overwhelmed, or if there's a lot going on with this or that, and I have like deadlines and things like that. I That's actually when I utilize my be the moment process the most, because I'll sit and I'll breathe, and I'll just ask myself, what is the next best thing for me to do, and then wait for clarity on, okay, the next best thing to do is to answer this email, or it's to get these documents to this person. And so what happens for me is, you see like all the things you have to do, right? Like kind of like this big monster cloud. And when I can breathe and ask myself, then one thing pops out, and then I can, what they call, like, chunk it down. So I can just take these bite-sized pieces, and I can let go of the rest, do this task, and then move on to the next task. And that's actually really never failed me, because what happens if I'm kind of in a tizzy and I feel like I have to do everything is I kind of do everything, but I kind of don't do a very good job with it. And then that ends up kind of creating its own things like down the road. So the be the moment process actually allows me to be more efficient, more productive, have more clarity, so I can make better decisions. So I use that a lot with my professional life.
Okay. Um, Hi, Emily. I'm Sarah. I come from Doncaster in the UK. I hear you were saying this now. What kind of businesses do you have? You got 5 businesses.
Mm,
Don't be
yeah.
nosy.
Well, but I think you or somebody else has asked me this before. Let's see. We have a construction company.
A
Um,
rocking chair company.
yeah, no, that'd be fun though. We have rental houses. We have vacation, like Airbnbs. I have my what I call belief in powers, which is the umbrella under which this work is that I'm doing, which is my mindfulness and my books and my courses. So that's under that umbrella. And then Steve, you've asked me about this before. I sell Mary Kay skincare and
Yeah, yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
So those are my. I think that's five. That's what we do.
And that's it. See, skincare.
That's it.
That's why she's got beautiful skin. You should
I'm
contact her.
trying. I've been
Yeah,
using it since I was 20. So
yeah. It's still a bit some wrinkles there.
I know I
Anyway,
got my hair on my eyes.
you don't take the notes from me no more.
I
Um, don't you? You don't take the notes from me no. Um,
didn't hear what
uh,
you said. Were you talking to me?
yeah, I said you don't take no notice from me, do you?
No, not really.
No, no. It goes up from one ear to the other. Um, 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 what else is it? Where have we to? I just want to answer this question. Um, if you heard that rumor is not true. We are been funded for the next 2 years, so we are not
Mm.
definitely not going anywhere
Oh, that's
or kind of
awesome.
or closing down. We are not going anywhere. It was because um, sorry about this.
No, it's fine. I don't
I've
care.
just got to answer a question here. Um, I've been getting this all day from various people, and I want to tell you this. We are not funded in any way. What happens is people will make donations to us, or certain people will kind of like want to be part of our kind of like funding. They will fund us. So that's what we do. And what it when people kind of like funds us, what the money will go towards our StreamYard because we've got to pay for it, and our radio license, which is really quite expensive, and other things. And the trouble is, what happens is that that's what we bank on. And the trouble is, when people pull out, then we have a problem. And a certain person pulled out, and that's it. So there left us a bit of a vacancy, and um, and and that's it. So the rumor is this. I'm telling you, everybody, guys, at the moment, we are sorting this out, and we are not going anywhere. I tell everybody, almost tell everybody, not all the presenters, everybody, that there is no plans of going anywhere. We are funded for the next 2 years, and that's it. And and that was the problem. And so please, 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 if you need to get more information, please come and see me. But I promise you, we are staying here for the next 2 years. Then we'll see what's happening after that. And so, and when you got around about nearly 73,000 odd people following you, and a lot of support, we won't be definitely not be going anywhere. We're doing quite well at the moment. So anyway, so um, sorry about that, Empress.
No, it's important.
Okay, so next question. All right, Steve, would it be possible if you can kind of like do some live interviews on different locations? Yes, we are planning to do that next year. I'm definitely going on different locations in the UK and overseas, and I'm hopefully going somewhere else, and I'm popping over to see Emily definitely. We are already made those arrangements, and
That's gonna be fun.
so we'll do that, and we will do a live program when we
Yeah.
come over to her. I am that's in my plan, and we're definitely going to some other places too, and that's it. What else is it? Hi, Emily. Sometimes I feel really depressed. I feel down. I've got I've got got quite a few businesses, but the trouble is, everyday life runs me down. I try to be in the moment. I try to meditate, but nothing seems to happen. Why is this?
Mm, that's a good question. And I feel for you. I can relate in a lot of ways. What I found at first, and what I hear from other people, I'm not sure if this is what's happening to you, but it's that I was putting a lot of pressure on myself when I was meditating to like do it right, or to not think, or to not stress. And what I found worked for me was to sit and breathe and allow whatever to happen. So we've talked about this, and Steve and we've done this where
Mm-hmm.
you let the thoughts come up and you start to imagine, like I see little thought bubbles, and Steve was seeing, like, he's driving on a road and he would see like a road sign was his thought. And so you were letting the thoughts come, so rather than sort of fighting it, you're allowing it. And it what I find, it might not happen right away, but after you do it, even just for 2 minutes or 5 minutes, if you did that like once a day or twice a day, just here and there, maybe not even scheduled, maybe it just crossed your mind and you're like, oh, or you're just not feeling great right now, you're gonna take a couple deep breaths. What you'll find is you'll start to find this space of relief, even if it is for just 5 minutes. And that space allows your mind to calm down, it allows your body to calm down, so you move out of fight or flight into rest or digest. And it's been scientifically proven that even if you don't even do what I just said, even if you just sit and consciously breathe, that your stress response in your body reduces. And what consciously breathing is just you're telling your brain, okay, I'm inhaling right now, I'm exhaling. So you're consciously activating your brain and connecting your brain to your breath. Just that one thing reduces your stress response in your body and gives you some relief. And so if nothing else, I would say just start with that. It could literally be just 10 breaths and just see what happens.
Mm,
It's
brilliant.
so simple. It's
Yeah,
so
yeah. It's
simple
so
that
simple.
people feel
Yeah.
like, oh, that's stupid. It's so simple. But I'm like, no, it's so simple and it can change your life.
Oh yeah. It's like you were talking about the road just now and looking at the signs and stuff.
Yeah.
And now what I do is like I'm on this road, and sometimes I've got to take a breather and kind of like sort my thoughts out and my feelings out. So I use the lay-by as a sample where I've got to kind of like go into that lay-by and kind of sort my thoughts out and sort my feelings out. Then when I'm ready, when I'm in the moment when I'm ready, I can come out of that lay-by and carry on with my journey. You know what I
Perfect.
mean?
That's
So
that's perfect. I love that.
yeah, so that's what I've got, and so that's what
That's a
I think.
great way to look at it. Like you're pulling off the road, you're taking your little break, right? And then when you're ready, you pull back on the road.
That's it. Yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah,
like that. That's
yeah.
great.
Or if I see a pub, then I just go into it.
Yeah, or that.
Yeah, yeah, whatever. Um, I'm only joking. Um, Lisa wants to know. I Stephen. Thank you very much for saying that just now about your program. That was very helpful. It was just some rumors going around, and we just wanted to get that sorted out. Not a problem at all. Not a problem. It's okay. Don't worry. We're not going anywhere. I'll soon tell you if we were. Um, what else is it? Better Pro wants to know. Um, have you ever thought of doing a joint book with Steve?
Mm,
Mm,
we could talk about it.
we can talk about it. We can
I
talk about
always try to be open to all possibilities, so that'd be
it. Yeah.
fun.
I'm just trying to figure out what would it be because I've got one with Ali Badgie, um, Bagley, coming out in December, and it's on Amazon already. It's about my life story, and she,
What's it called, Steve?
um, oh God, what's it called again? Um, there's more to life than this.
Oh, that sounds great. Cool.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
I'll show you that. And it's in Amazon at the moment. So then the paperback comes out in December too. So, but the trouble is, the, yeah, I'm open to anything what's happening at the moment, and so
We'll see what
uh,
happens.
yeah, we see what happens. See what happens. Um, um, Roger. Ah, right, okay. Um, Roger. I Steve, would it be possible if you could kind of give a shout out to my wife? She's in hospital at the moment. We're having our first child. I, I, and but there's no name, so all I can CJ. Okay, I CJ, and CJ is all the way from Ohio. Oh well. Oh,
Oh, congratulations.
hmm. Right. Okay. Is there any more? Yeah. I Emily. How do you how do you find how do you find with working five businesses and your home life? Do you still have your children at home?
Uh no, no, they're grown up, so they're not at home anymore. And it's actually so interesting because I if somebody asked me if I thought I was busy, I would say not really. That I have plenty of time to do all the things I need to do. Um, and what's so interesting is that my mother-in-law came to visit last week or 2 weeks ago, and she
You've
commented,
got grey hair.
yes, of course. And she commented to my husband, she said, "Oh my gosh, Emily's so busy. Like she has so much stuff going on." And I thought that was interesting because I just feel like I don't. And so I was kind of thinking about that. And as always, I'm going to go back to my mindfulness practice, but I really believe that because I'm first connecting to present moment and I'm doing the things that I need to do first to support myself, and then I'm doing my business stuff, I I don't feel busy. I feel like I have more than enough time to do the things I need to do, and it all goes back to the mindfulness practice and the self-care practice. And so it was so interesting that she said that I was so busy because I don't feel like I am anymore. I don't feel like, like when you say that you're busy, usually you associate that with like high stress, high anxiety. You don't have time to do all the things you need to do. At least that's the way it was for me. And it's just not like that anymore because of the practice that I've implemented. So that's a great question.
And plus, your children's left home now anyway.
Yeah, and I don't have my kids here, which is that's a big factor too, for sure.
Well, at least you get peace and quiet, won't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Um, um, I am there. Got a nice home there. I noticed the Union Jack. Union Jack. It's not the Union Jack. That's from the United States of
Yeah, you might
America.
not be able to see it because it's sort of blowing weird right now, but that is the United
Yeah,
States
no,
flag.
they can see it. I
Oh,
can see it. I can see it
okay.
too. Um, really nice place. Do you live on a lake? You get that question asked all the time, don't
I
you?
do. It's so funny. Yeah. We have a lake cottage. This is where we are right now, and it looks like we're up in the trees, and you can't really see, but there is water out there. Um, and we live here for 5 or 6 months, and then we move back to our house. And actually, I want to share this story at some point. Maybe we can do it next week. Um, of how this all came about, because
No, you carry on. Carry on.
it actually goes with what I was talking about today. So I'll tell you real quick. So, do you mean tell you right now?
Yeah, go on.
Oh,
Sorry.
okay. Okay, so we're gonna have story time.
Oh, go on. You got 15 minutes. Emily will be back, don't worry. We'll meet again. Don't know when. Don't know. But we'll meet again. Some sunny day. Well,
Okay, story time. Let's try that
yeah.
again. So this actually goes right into what I was talking about today, which was decluttering and KonMari, which is the magic of tidying up. And Marie Kondo is the one that created what's called KonMari. And in 2019 is when I really decided to do this for myself. I'd had her book for a couple years, but her Netflix special came out. I watched that. I was like, felt really inspired, and I was like, I really want to do this right now to create an environment that supports my mental health and my self-care and all that. So I was doing that starting in 2019. It takes a while. Her process takes a while. It depends on the person how long it takes, but it can take several months to do the whole thing. And then I actually went and did the training with her in London. So I got to meet her and I got to do the training. And actually, I'm soon to be an actual KonMari consultant, so that I can do this with other people. And so I'll talk about that like later, because I want to be able to
Oh,
offer
good,
that to
because I
people.
want to find my shoes.
Yeah, you got to find your shoes in the bottom of your closet.
I want to find my
Um,
trainers.
and so how that relates to the lake cottage is really interesting, because as I was cleaning out my house, um, it was it cleaning out my house made it so it was really easy when we decided to buy the lake cottage. We had the piece where when we were living here, we wanted to be renting out our house. So let someone would, so we did Airbnb for our house. And because I cleaned out the house, which for some people, if I said, hey, what if you wanted to put your house on Airbnb, most people would be like, oh my God, I can't let anyone live in my house, you know. And so that I had done that already with the KonMari. I had cleaned up my house. It was like it looked like a magazine, and it felt really really good. And that practice actually freed me up and allowed me to be able to. That's what facilitated us being able to have the lake cottage, because us renting out our house pays for the lake cottage.
Yeah, yeah.
And so it was so interesting how, the cause and effect. So the fact that I tidied the house, and I had done it originally for my own self-care, but that actually freed us up, so that I was like, oh, I don't have to like work create like crazy to make my house presentable for someone to stay here. It's actually ready already. And so it was already ready when we decided, ooh, let's try this new adventure where we're going to buy a lake house and rent out our house. So that's the whole story of how my mindfulness led to present moment and led to my tidying up my house, which is the KonMari practice, which led to now us being able to live here at the lake, this awesome place, for 5 or 6 months of the year. And so it's actually a really cool like cause and effect. So that's a long answer to that question.
Right. Okay. Okay. And so you'll be going back home soon then, will you?
Yeah, November.
Yeah. And and so do you? Is home near the cottage or is it miles away?
It's pretty close because we wanted to. We Our house is on the other side of the lake than where we are right now, and we wanted to be able to have it close enough by that my husband could still go to work, um, and not have that be impacted, like as far as his commute and stuff. So we're about 45 minutes from our house.
All right, that's quite
That's
good,
not
isn't
too
it?
bad. Yeah, it's not
That's
too bad.
good. That's good. Yeah. So yeah. So you got just swim across the lake and you're home.
Right.
Yeah. Or use
Yeah,
a rowing boat. Yeah.
yeah, I'd use my kayak.
Yeah. You use a kayak. Yeah. Yeah. You use a surfboard. Um. What else we got here? Terry wants to know. Oh, yeah. Good question. Terry wants to know. With your other businesses, um, do you is do you get a lot of pressure because I want to go into business myself, especially doing rentals. It's a good idea when you're renting your house out. You need to get some income in. Well done. Airbnb is on the hot at the moment. I do a Airbnb in the UK, and it really works for me. Well done.
Is it a question, or is he just saying that he does Airbnb and it works for him?
Yeah, yeah, that's what you said.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's great.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah, we've had great success with it, and we've had a lot of fun with it. So
yeah, yeah, yeah. Good,
yeah,
good.
I love it.
Yeah. Trouble is, you got to be so careful who you rent it out to sometimes, though, don't you?
Yeah, you do. And the nice thing about Airbnb, I don't know about other other programs like vacation by rental or other ones, but with Airbnb, you have everybody has their reviews. So you can look at them, to make sure that the person has good reviews and all that. Um to make sure that it's a good match.
Well
That's
done.
what we
Yeah,
do, yeah.
yeah. Um, what was it? To I got loads here, but I'm just trying to pick them out because it's not. Some of them are not. They're all right, but it's not appropriate for right. Hi, Steve. Would it be possible if you could tell us? Are you doing any programming over Christmas? Gosh, guys, it's only October. Um, Actually, saying about that, we do have. Yeah, we are doing some program over Christmas. We stop all our programs on the 22nd of uh, December. But my wife says I do get bored. Last Christmas we went right through Christmas. We only had Christmas Day off. Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, I did. Yeah, yeah.
That's funny.
Uh, yeah. Yeah, we're gonna do we're still gonna do all the carols and everything and Christmas stuff
Oh, fun.
we're gonna do that this Christmas again. So everybody enjoyed that last year. So and some music and bits of karaoke and fun. So we're still doing that. I Steve, would it be possible if you say hello to my wife? She's in labour at the moment and in Germany. While I'm back home. I'm trying to get a flight out tomorrow, but it's been really difficult because of the COVID in Germany. Oh, I feel for you. I do feel for you. Really good chat with Emily tonight. Send my love to her. Essential love to you. And that's it.
Thanks.
Um, oh, hello, Lucy. How are you? Lucy is my care manager. Oh,
Oh,
hello.
cool. Hi, Lucy.
Um, Hi, Lucy. Lucy wants to know if you, when you rent out properties, what is the market like when you rent them out? Do you get back what you fully earn, or do you just get back what a majority
Mm.
of what you put out?
Wait, really, that's funny that we're having like these business questions today. Um,
It is, isn't it?
yeah, it's funny. Well, so we live in a college town. So we have two colleges here. So we have a lot of college students, and we also have a lot of faculty that works at the colleges. And so that's really makes a really good rental market here. So I'm not sure what it's like in other places, but here we, we do well.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yes, they are multi-millionaires.
That,
They are
that'd be cool.
honestly. She said, if you come over, I'll send you my jet. So yeah, I'm going to come over.
That's actually my dream. I want a plane so bad. That's like a crazy dream. I would love to have my own plane.
Well, you never know. You
But you
never
never
know.
know. You never know.
You never know in life if you go for it. Dreams do come true sometimes.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Yes, yes. If you just look at your window, there is a plane outside at this moment in time. A playing field. Right, okay, guys, we gotta go, and thank you very much. I'm going to be back in around about 20 minutes. Uh, sorry? 4 minutes, I've been told. So I'm
Oh,
going to have a
you
quick
gotta
drink.
go. You gotta go.
Yes, I'm going to have a drink, and I'm going to kind of like, um, yes. So in the meantime, guys, thank you very much for going. Ems,
Thanks.
thank you very much
Bye.
for that. Brilliant. Be in touch.
Okay, sounds
Uh,
good.
and see you later on. Bye bye.